Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome to another episode of Can Naomi Cook? Today's episode actually has a sponsor, and that would be Robin. He's a viewer just like you guys, and he introduced me to the idea and concept of a princess cake. A princess cake is a traditional Swedish cake, and he loves them and got me very intrigued. So in today's video, I will attempt to make a
Prinsesstårta.
I just want to let you guys know that if this falls through, I bought an instant cake just in case so that we can at least have a finished product by the end of this. The first step in making this cake is to actually bake the Norwegian sponge cake. And I will leave it up to the narrator to explain to you how to bake this because I should really get moving. After setting my oven to preheat to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, I sifted 2 1/4 cups of flour and 1/2 cup of cornstarch into a bowl. In a separate bowl, I added my 6 eggs and 1 1/8 cup of sugar. The next steps took some patience. See, this recipe doesn't get its rise from baking powder or baking soda. It rises because you whip the eggs triple in volume. So, using my hand mixer, I beat the eggs on low for a minute before adding the vanilla. Then I increased the speed and beat for 5 minutes before adding 2 tablespoons of buttermilk. And the beating continues for another 5 minutes on high. It is time to bring the batter and the dry ingredients together. In order to get this cake to rise, you need to make sure to not let it deflate. I gently stirred and folded the dry ingredients into the batter and poured it into the pan. And into the oven it went. We'll see you soon, buddy. Okay, I've cleaned up and I'm ready for the next step. The next step is actually a pastry cream. So we're gonna head over to the oven because we need to do some cooking. To begin, I heated up 2 cups of whole milk over medium heat, making sure it didn't boil. I then scooped out the seeds of 1 vanilla pod. I had no idea that vanilla seeds were so tiny, but it made sense once I saw them. I have a greater appreciation for vanilla now. I added the seeds to the milk and stirred them in. While that continued to cook, I combined 3/8 cup of sugar, 4 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt into a bowl. I then discovered how to separate egg yolks from the egg whites. Okay, so that's all the whites. No, stay. I broke the yolk! 1. And added 6 of them. I then whisked the mixture until it was light and fluffy. The next step required me to slowly add the hot milk to the mixture, and then return it all back to the pan and whisk until it boiled. The last step was stirring in 3 tablespoons of chilled unsalted butter, and spreading it onto a baking sheet. Into the fridge it went to cool down. Boop, boop. Ooh! Alright, so all I've got to do for the rest of this cake is put the layers in. I'm using a no sugar added Smucker's raspberry jam. I need to make some whipped cream and then we put the rest on top. So, cue montage. Dun, 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 dun. It's actually so pretty. I'm so sorry. Is it really dense?
Mm-hmm. It is. That's good.
Oh, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Sorry, Abby, I forgot to cut you yours.
Okay, I'm an adult. I can do it. Oh, I'm not an adult.
Do you hate it?
For this.
It's really different taste. I don't know what I'm supposed to.
Yeah, it's like almondy.
Well, it is almond. It's made out of almond paste.
Can I participate in all your food videos?
So usually at the end of my Can Naomi Cook videos, I have Will do a review. But now that I have you guys, do you have any
Hey, what's
critiques?
up? I'm Will.
Do you have any critiques or praises or anything to say about my cake?
It was delicious. I loved it, and I would eat again. Maybe make the cake spongier.
Okay.
I don't know how to do that though.
Me neither.
Okay.
It was like super dense. I followed all the instructions, but there must be something I'm missing.
Hello, I concur.
May the real Will please
Stand up.
stand up.
I really enjoyed the cake. I really like the combination of the whipped cream with unsweetened raspberry jam, and the marzipan gave a hint of almond, so it was actually a very good mixture of different flavors coming together. And yeah, I do agree that it could have been a bit spongier, but overall I think it's a fantastic cake.
Man, what a good husband. Look at that constructive criticism.
Taylor, do you have anything to say? Would you like to
Are you
join
done
us?
eating your cake?
I'm done eating. It tasted like jam Christmas cookies for those who eat those.
Oh, yeah.
didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, let's try to think about it.
Oh.
And the color, it looks like the Grinch and is very very off-putting. But there's a nice flower.
Is it the Grinch?
Yeah, it's like it's vomit. But
Cake 10 out of 10, color 0 out of 10.
Except the flower. This is good, and this should have been like white or pink. She said yeah.
This was made of.
That was my backup. Just in case. No, it's not what it's made of. It's a backup.
She's lying.